Welcome everyone. Today we have the 2024 Toyota Prius Prime for another night review, and in this night review we're going to take a look at these exterior lights, the interior lights, and get it out on the road for a test drive and see just how well this Prius does. So starting right up front, first of all with these headlights, if you want to see this Prius Prime in the daytime for a full review, I've got one of those, but the Prius is going to give us LED daytime running lights and LED headlights. As standard, you've got like two tiers. You've got lights up top, you've got lights down below. Those are not fog lights though, so don't get confused with that. And that top light turns into our LED turn signal, and these lights look pretty slick. It definitely has some interesting curvature to it. I'm a little surprised we don't have turn signals in the mirror. It's just me, but this top-end XSE Premium has this reservoir blue paint, 19-inch wheels. You've got some prominent marker lights on the front as well as on the back. And it's a compact class vehicle, but it's got good space inside and it's incredibly efficient. Coming to the back, you're gonna get full LED taillights. Check that out. You've got LED light bar running across. You've got an amber LED turn signal right there. What do you think of the light bar style? I think it looks pretty cool overall. It stands out. It's becoming more and more mainstream. You've also got LED license plate lights. And let's take a look at the brake and reverse lights. Now, looking back here, there's a little button you can push and you have the lift back. So automatically it gives you more space than you would probably expect. You also have those little buttons up there that are also illuminated. And back here you get one pretty bright LED light to give this back end a fair amount of light. And it's good overall cargo space. This reservoir blue paint looks a little bit lighter blue on the camera right here. It's kind of a dark blue. The rear door handle is actually right there. And as we take a look inside here, a couple things to note is right up above, you've got two individual little LED lights. The back seat. If you want to see more detail on the back seat, be sure to check out my full daytime review. But you've got illumination down there for a couple of USB charging ports. You even have heated seats. Now, taking a look at the front, there's no, approach or, lighting on the ground or sill lighting or anything quite like that. However, these seats are comfortable. They're even two-tone. It's a soft text material, so it's the synthetic leather. They are heated. They've got good adjustments on them. But again, if you want to see more details, be sure to check out the full review. And we'll take a dive inside in a sec, but you've also got memory settings over here on the door. Okay, now as we take a look inside, I've got the lights on right now. Obviously, we'll turn everything off so it's nice and dark, but you get this LED light strip running across right there, a couple of large screens, and this XSE Premium gives us that larger screen than what you get on the rest of the models. This is a synthetic wrapped steering wheel. It is heated, and right there you can see those red dots. Those only appear on the camera. Those are sensors. They don't show up in person. It's part of the driver assist features that we have here. But let's go ahead and turn all of the lights off. The controls are right up there. If you want the lights to turn on when the doors open, make sure that that green light is illuminated. These are not like depressible buttons. You just tap it and you can tap to turn that on. They're very bright LED lights, as you can see. But over on the door, there's no lighting actually on the memory settings right there. You do get a little bit around the window switches and the mirrors and the lock, so at least you have that. Plus over here, we've got some backlit buttons for our steering, or our windshield, automatic high beams, which I'll show you, heated steering wheel. Then down even lower, we've got the lights for the gas, trunk, and the plug. To me, I think the steering wheel lights are nice. It's a gentle white backlight. Some of you prefer, red or different color backlights that are a little bit softer on the eyes, but I like them. Right behind the turn signal stock, you've got an odometer and trip thing. Plus you also have the brightness control switch, and I'll show you how that works. So that is primarily for the digital display right here. So you can adjust the brightness of that. See, it brightens up pretty big on there. This display can be customized to an extent as far as, what view you have. You've got a bunch of different things that you can see on there. And it's actually pretty helpful, some of the information for your EV efficiency or your driving efficiency overall. No head-up display or anything like that, but we've got this massive screen right here on this XSE Premium model. We will get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. They are wireless as well. You can even get them wireless on the smaller 8-inch screen, but this works well overall. The one thing that is surprising to me is I don't believe that there is a way to change the color or even the brightness of the ambient lighting in here. I like the fact that we have ambient lighting, but I haven't found the controls anywhere in here. I have not seen the manual yet. However, regular settings adjustment, it just doesn't show up. You can change the display brightness on here, even your camera brightness. When we turn that on, I'll show you that in a little bit. Other customization settings, and if we want to deal with just the lights, vehicle customization, lights, and then you have these options over here to the right. Down from there, we've got our start button, plus you've got advanced parking system and your camera, 360 camera. You've got this bird's eye view. It's a panoramic camera, so it's going to show you this if you just push the button, or if you're going to drive, you get your conventional top-down view, which is nice. Tap on the screen and you can see that part of the vehicle. Down from there, we've got actually single zone climate control. It is not dual zone, but everything works well. It's easily laid out. And then below that, you have 2 USB charging ports, both USB-C. Since it's so dark, I'm going to turn the lights on. We've got a storage mat right there. We also have a 12-volt power outlet on that side. You even have a secret hidden compartment underneath of there. Cup holders work well, no complaints with that. There's no lighting in the cup holders, but we get some backlit lighting down here for all of these controls, like brake hold, drive mode, parking brake. This is your EV stuff, which I will show you in the test drive or in the full daytime review. Then back here, open this up, you got 2 more USB-C charging ports in there too, although there's no lighting inside of here. Now, Toyota gives us an illuminated glove box. And one other nice thing is we have this optional digital rear view camera. So you can have it be just a regular automatic dimming mirror if you want, or you still have this camera option with garage controls, and you can still see excellent at night. Now, I showed you the overhead lights. Now right here, if you move the visor, you get a little overhead light there. I'm just surprised I don't see any controls for ambient lighting in here. All right, y'all, now let's take a look at these headlights. So one note is that this is a top safety pick plus by the IIHS, although the headlights get the second best acceptable rating because the distance is not that great. But if we turn on the high beams, those look bright. These low beams look bright. They look a little bit low, and there's certainly a dip on the driver's side intentionally to prevent blinding people, but we'll get them out on the road and see how well they do. All right, y'all, we are behind the wheel of this Toyota Prius Prime, and here's the deal. I like driving this Prius Prime. Now, this test drive isn't going to really be about the driving dynamics so much. It's going to be more about the night capability and how well these headlights do or how well they don't do, the automatic high beams, how that all works, and we'll get on a darker road and turn on the big camera in a little bit as well. But for the powertrain, just a quick little boost here. It gives you plenty of power. It really does. It's, Prius kind of gets a bad rap for just being this efficient little bug that's slow, and that's not it. This Prime model gets moving quick. You've got electric power, you've got the hybrid system, and the gas engine, and Toyota gives you a very quick burst of power from this power plant. But more about these headlights. Right now, we've just got the regular low beams on. One thing to note is that these are not automatic dimming mirrors right there. I kind of wish they were right now. This rear view mirror, you can have it be just auto dimming, or you can option up and get the digital rear view mirror, which completely dims out the lights, which is actually really nice. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn the automatic high beams on. There's just a little switch to the left over here. If you see a headlight symbol with an A in it on your screen, that means your auto high beams are enabled. And in order for those to actually work, you don't have to have the headlight stock in the high beam position. If you just have the auto high beams enabled, it'll flick between high beams or low beams on its own. All right, y'all, as we get on this dark road, let's flip over cameras, give you a zoom in on what these headlights look like. So Auto high beams are enabled. Currently, just the low beams are on because the car's in front of us. Now you can kind of see the cutoff line of the headlights, and we'll see how it looks as we flatten out. One thing to note, there's no adaptive headlights on here, cornering lights, and that's one reason it gets dinged by the IIHS. Okay, the high beams just turned on. Those are pretty bright. Those are definitely bright where I want them. We'll see the distance here in a little bit. Going around the corner, I can still see fine, even though it would be nice to have a cornering light. But on the straightaway, let's see how these are. Now, high beams just turned off because of that vehicle in front of us. I still see pretty well. I still see a good distance right now. I think better than what I was maybe expecting considering its ratings. Straighten out. Still the low beams right now because of the vehicle in front of us. I'll turn the high beams on in a little bit if I get a chance. Cornering to the right. Now, honestly, I don't have much to complain about with these headlights. I think that they are doing a pretty nice job as it is. I'm going to slow down, see if the high beams turn on. Not yet. And in my limited time in here, nobody has flashed me, so at least that's a good sign that they're not blinding to people. Okay, the low beams are still on. Wanted to give us some room here. I'm going to turn the high beams on just to get a feel for it. High beams there, nice and bright. Now, I can definitely see, oh, the high beams just turned on. So, you know, it's hard to tell the distance just by your eye, which is what the IIHS docked it on. But so far they've done well and they seem to do a good job. We're just the low beams now, and it lights up this entire road pretty well. Just as good as what a lot of other vehicles do. So I guess if I was just blindly giving these a rating, I would probably give them the best rating, even though they don't have a cornering function. Haven't been able to really take them on some super dark corners. High beams just kicked on. But overall, I like the Prius at night. I think these headlights do a good job, especially considering it is in the compact class. You've got some interior ambient lighting in here, which I think is also nice. You can adjust the big display brightness and the little display brightness independently from each other, and I really do appreciate that as well. This digital rearview mirror is nice. The only thing really that you could dock it for at a $40,000 price is no auto dimming side mirror, but hey, I wasn't really expecting it. I hope you enjoyed this night video. Be sure to check out the daytime review as well, and have a great night.